The Boston Celtics this year have looked great, and for me to say that is very surprising. As we all know, last year the Celtics mightily struggled. A team that was supposed to be the undisputed best team in the East failed to crack even just 50 wins and was bounced out in the second round by the Milwaukee Bucks. How is it all of a sudden that they look better? But before I talk about that reason, let's go ahead and shout out the sponsors of this video. SeatGeek. SeatGeek is an app that gets tickets from all over the web and puts them on one app so you can get the best deals for all of your ticketing needs. I use the app on a pretty regular basis considering how much I go to concerts and games. They have very useful filters. They show you a map of the particular event you want to go to. The best deals are going to be marked with a green dot, the worst ones marked with red. And thanks to SeatGeek, you guys can use the code BSOS for $20 off your first purchase with the links in the description. But let's get back into it. Now, a lot of the blame for the Celtics' failure last year fell on one Kyrie Irving's shoulders. From being a ball stopper to his attitude and his lack of leadership, all eyes were on Kyrie Irving. And when you look at the crisp ball movement that the Celtics have been displaying throughout the season so far, the easy target for many critics is Kyrie Irving. Look at how much better they play without Kyrie. See, look what I told you, it was Kyrie's fault all along. But can we just as a community take a little deeper dive into this topic? Can we be a little bit more critical when it comes to this topic? Now, I want to preface my statements by saying that I am not taking accountability away from Kyrie. I am not trying to do that. His tantrums, his mood changes, and the comments he made throughout the season, especially considering his free agency, did not help. His play versus the Bucks gave all the fuel Kyrie haters needed to give validation to all of their criticism, when in reality he didn't play like that his whole tenure in Boston. Kyrie Irving could have been better, there is no doubt about it. But if you're a longtime supporter of this channel, or at least in the last year or so, what have I said has always been the root of all the Celtics' problems? No, it is not just Kyrie Irving. No, it is not just Gordon Hayward. No, it is not just Brad Stevens. To me, it has always been an abundance of shot creators. For those of you guys who don't know what my argument is, my thing is when you have an abundance of shot creators on a team, it is very hard to develop individual rhythm. It creates an environment where everyone wants the ball when there's only one ball and a limited amount of time on the court. Now, if we look at the Celtics rotation last year, their rotation consisted of Kyrie Irving, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Terry Rozier, Gordon Hayward, Marcus Morris, Al Horford, and sometimes Smart. All of these players at one point in their career have proved that they perform and have earned the right to more touches. Whether it be in the 2018 playoffs with Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, and Terry Rozier, whether it be Gordon's tenure in Utah and how the Celtics did pay him to be a star on this team, whether it be Marcus Morris actually being the most productive player, at least offensively, last year at the beginning of the season, whether it be Al Horford's max contract and again being one of the cornerstones of this franchise. And I said sometimes Marcus Smart because again, he is one of those players that really does accept his role, but again, at the same time, he's earned his touches on the team. And Kyrie Irving, as we all know, is viewed as the best player on this team, one of the best shot creators of all time, let alone in the league, and definitely has an ego and that superstar mentality. All of those players, all of those egos, all of those characters were on one team at the same time. But this offseason, the Celtics got rid of 4 of those guys. Those guys being Terry Rozier, Marcus Morris, Al Horford, and Kyrie Irving, and replaced them with Kemba Walker and Enes Kanter, and gave promotions to players like Robert Williams, Grant Williams, and Daniel Tice in their rotation. And with these moves, the Celtics have cut their number of shot creators from 7 to 8 to around 4 to 5, which is significantly easier to manage. Add that to Hayward actually looking healthy this year and not like a hobbled up version of himself. I mean, literally just a day before the recording of this video, this man dropped 39 points on 80+% shooting from the field, which is ridiculous. Add another year of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown improvements, which I definitely see, and Kemba Walker just in general fitting better with this team chemistry wise, and that's how you get the squad to look better despite on paper losing more than they gained this offseason. I mean, on paper again, they lost Kyrie, they lost Terry Rozier, they lost they lost Al Horford and Marcus Morris. Those 4 players were very key to the Celtics' identity the past 2 to 3 years. And on paper, they replaced Kyrie with a slightly less talented point guard and Al Horford with Enes Kanter. And also lost a 15 to 16 point per game scorer in Marcus Morris that can also play defense pretty well. So it is technically on paper weird that they are playing better, but the more you analyze the situation, the more it makes sense. Also, psychologically speaking, this is just my hunch. You know, I'm not a psychologist or anything. I just think in general, this team performs better when people are overlooking them than when they have crazy expectations of winning 60 to 70 games. Since most people are viewing this team as a 50-win, 3rd, 4th seed in the East, this team is going to be extra motivated. However, last year they were expected to win 65 to 70 games, be virtually unstoppable, and that was a lot of pressure for the players of the Boston Celtics. Now it is early in the season, so maybe it is a little too early to make this video, but in general, I really like what I'm seeing from the squad more than last year. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Leave a like on the video if you liked it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I got a lot more fire videos coming y'all way. The NBA season has given me a lot of ideas that, you know, have kind of slipped my mind, but they're coming back in, and I hope you guys like them. But with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I am out. Peace.